A flock of birds high in the sky suddenly crashed into an airplane engine. The plane instantly lurched violently. Everyone got nervous. Luckily, the captain's voice came on the radio soon after. Said just a flock of birds hit the airplane and no serious harm. Everyone was just relieved. But the next terrible scene happened. The engine that had just been hit was on fire. The captain once again reminded everyone to fasten their seatbelts over the radio and told the crew to go to the cockpit. But it was too late. The fire was getting bigger and bigger. A piece of tin suddenly fell off and pierced the fuselage. The cabin instantly burst under the pressure exerted at high altitude. The passenger who couldn't fasten his seatbelt in time was sucked straight out. The crowd worked together to hold him in a death grip, but because the pressure was too great, the bulkhead instantly broke open a large hole. The passenger was still sucked out, even though the passengers held on to their chairs, but they were still sucked out. Soon the plane was completely out of control. The tail was plummeting with black smoke. All that was left on everyone's faces was an expression of despair. The moment the plane touched the surface of the sea, the huge impact caused the seats to instantly squeeze forward. Immediately after that, the airplane skidded on the surface of the sea. When the plane came to a stop, the nose of the airplane then began to sink downwards. A large amount of seawater rushed into the cabin. Fortunately, the airplane was eventually stopped by reef. Stop on the slope. Miraculously, a small part of the back of the cabin was not submerged by seawater. The three people sitting in the back row survived. Before they could get over their shock, a man suddenly walked out of the passenger room. Turns out he was a flight attendant on the plane. After inquiring, everyone heard a noise in the water in the front cabin. As everyone moved their eyes over, a girl suddenly came out of the water, followed by the uncle dragging the girl's grandmother close behind. Seeing the grandmother faint to the death, flight attendants rushed to give him CPR. Luckily, he was rescued in time. The grandmother spat out a mouthful of seawater and woke up, seeing that her grandmother was fine. The little girl pleaded with the uncle to save her grandfather, but the uncle shook his head. He said her grandfather was already dead, but now is not the time to be sad. Rather, it's time to find out how to get out of here alive. Bayfield, the airliner, was attacked by a flock of birds in flight. The entire plane crashed into the sea floor. Luckily, 7 survivors survived, but how to escape has become their biggest problem. Uncle said the plane is now parked on a 30-degree slope, although it looks safe, but as the air is getting thinner, he wanted to find a way to get out of here as soon as possible. Anna corner Anna looked at her cell phone. She tried to think of calling for help, but there was seawater all around. The cell phone had long lost its signal. Helplessly, she came up with a bold idea.
Isn't there a big hole on the side?
This idea was immediately rejected by the uncle, because the distance was too far. No one could swim out of the water through the big hole in one breath. The best thing to do now is to stay put and wait for rescue, because he knew that before the plane crashed, the captain must have contacted the ground tower, plus the black box. Rescue teams will be here soon, but the air is thin here. More oxygen is needed. He said there should be 2 emergency oxygen cylinders in the crew room. The flight attendant rushed over to get them, but when he took them out, he shook his head.
They're both empty.
That's when the grandmother suddenly remembered, when getting on the airplane, saw a patient carrying a medical oxygen tank. His seat was at the front of the cabin. Hearing this, Uncle immediately took off his jacket and swam toward the front of the cabin. But when he got the oxygen cylinder and was ready to return, suddenly a shark came in through the hole. It was hard to get rid of the shark. I didn't realize that I had just put my oxygen tank on the seat. It dragged me down again. This scared the crowd, who hastily retreated to the crew room. However, the shark was slow to leave. From time to time, it also hit the shell of the airplane, causing the plane to begin to slide. Fortunately, a boulder blocked its slide. At this point, the plane was tilting even more. The water level in the cabin was gradually rising again. Everyone was once again in despair. At the same time, the rescue team found this area through the localization of the black box. Sure enough, they saw the wreckage of the airplane on the sea surface. 2 divers immediately jumped into the water to look for it. Soon they found the airplane at the bottom of the sea. The people inside saw the rescue team arrive. They were all of a sudden excited.
Over here!
At that moment, the divers also saw them. After making a gesture, they were ready to come to the rescue. But the next second, now the crowd could only pin their hopes on another diver, but after a long wait, there was no sign of him. It seemed that he might have been killed as well. Anna didn't want to sit around and wait. She decided to go into the water to look for the diver. If he was killed in there, then his oxygen tank must still be on the plane. But the water was too murky. She wasn't sure if what was bobbing in front of her was a diver's body, so she took a few steps closer, dives in again to make sure, and Jack stood on the seat to help him observe the alert. This time Anna finally got a good look. The diver's body was indeed just ahead, but when Anna swam up, the accident happened. The man accidentally fell into the water unexpectedly. Instead, the loud noise attracted a nearby shark. When the crowd joined forces to pull him up, Jack's right leg was completely gone, and that made everyone determined to find a way to escape. But how to swim out with sharks outside? That's when the little girl remembered that sharks might be afraid of air bubbles. That's what she learned at school. And the flight attendant remembered that there was a swim team among the passengers. Maybe they checked a bag with diving equipment in it. The flight attendant remembers that they checked a green bag. So Anna decided to head to the baggage compartment to look for the green bag. The flight attendant handed her a flare and then told her,
All the special luggage is kept on the right side.
with the flight attendant's guidance, Anna quickly found the green duffel bag. But when she brought it up, she realized there were only 4 sets of diving suits inside. Just when everyone was considering how to distribute them, Jack was not breathing due to blood loss. Before everyone had time to breathe, the plane slipped again. The nose section began to break off, causing the water level in the cabin to rise rapidly. They don't have much time left. The crowd hurriedly put on their diving suits and prepared to depart. Before departure, the grandmother suddenly made a request to Anna. Please ask her to help take care of her granddaughter. Anna agreed. She took the little girl with her and set off first. It was not far before they encountered a shark. Anna quickly opened the air valve. The sharks were terrified of the large amount of air bubbles. In the twinkling of an eye, it disappeared. The remaining 3 people also began to prepare for the water. But when the 2 men swam out, the grandmother stood still. She didn't want to drag her feet for everyone. Decided to stay behind to accompany her dead old partner. The grandmother prayed for her dead partner to bless her granddaughter.
Look after Rosa.
Immediately after that, the fuselage of the plane began to collapse, and Tom just swam out shortly before he got scared. He returned to the rear of the plane. That's when the shark burst out. The flight attendants also panicked at the sight and rushed to flee. Meanwhile, Anna and the little girl finally found the diver's body in the submarine. The 2 hurriedly put on oxygen. Seeing the flight attendant also swam over, Anna quickly handed him the respirator, then asked him why the others didn't follow. The flight attendant shook his head. He said that they were already dead. Anna then took off the oxygen tank and let the flight attendant carry it, letting him take the little girl and leave first. But when Anna wanted to leave too, suddenly a shark swam by. Anna was terrified. She tried to pull the air valve, but it was too late. All she could do was stand still and not dare to move. The shark stared at her and then swam straight away. Anna was about to leave. She didn't expect another shark to swim towards the hole. Anna had no choice but to swim in the direction of the nose of the plane. But then the airplane suddenly fell from above. The huge pressure made Anna quickly backward. She hurriedly held onto the seat and swam forward. Fortunately, at the last moment when the plane fell into the trench, Anna finally swam out of it. She hurriedly pulled open the survival airbag and swam up with the help of buoyancy. However, when she was about to reach the surface of the water, Anna had reached her limit, gradually lost consciousness. Fortunately, the buoyancy of the life jacket eventually brought her out of the water. When she woke up, the first time to look for the little girl and the flight attendant, it didn't take long. The roar of a helicopter came. The rescue team finally arrived. The little girl and the flight attendant pulled her up. In the end, 3 people were successfully rescued.